started this gangster shit, and this the motherfucking thanks I get. Hello. I started this gangster shit, and this the motherfucking thanks I get.
If you're enjoying this content, hit that subscribe button. Join us today. It's me, Ethan Van Sciver, and this is Comic Artist Pro Secrets. We are on issue number 6 of Secret Wars, reviewing issue number 6 of Secret Wars 2, Marvel Comics. This came out December of 1985. Merry Christmas to all of you. I like this cover. This cover is great. Here's the Beyonder. Very nicely rendered face here. Good lighting. Well colored for its simplistic coloring. And then you can see all of these unusual superheroes, Marvel superheroes, in the background. I'm really starting to think, actually I had this opinion from the beginning, that this miniseries is being used largely to promote some of their less popular kind of C-list books. Here's Cloak and Dagger, and of course Power Pack. Those I think probably needed a sales bump. So hey, let's introduce the characters here in this book in Secret Wars that everybody is supposedly reading. Are people still reading it by the time we get to issue 6? I would be, because that's the kind of Marvel zombie I was. She-Hulk, Thor, Captain America. Very, very cool. I don't remember. I just read this. I don't remember seeing Cloak and Dagger in this book. I guess we're going to get a quick reminder here. But this is another big, gigantic concept issue. You've got Jim Shooter, the writer, and of course you've got Al Milgrom, the artist. And Jim Shooter has decided he wants to write a story that is not really about a war. This isn't really... I mean, maybe the war is happening in his heart and in his head. But really there's no actual superhero war here. There's just this incredible threat of a omnipotent, godlike individual, actually like a universe, reality come to life, taking the shape of a man who is empty and trying to figure out what his place is in the world. And that's where we are here with this issue. Life Rules, it's called. Over here on the inside cover, we've given the inside cover to Mask, which was, listen, Transformers were all the rage. 1985, that's all anybody was thinking about. Everybody was trying to imitate transforming vehicles. Mask kind of was like a little bit of a cross between Transformers and G.I. Joe. They were vehicles that kind of transformed into weapons, like weaponized versions of vehicles. You can see down here like Rhino is the truck here, Switchblade the helicopter, which really just kind of becomes an airplane, and I'm sure there are missiles. Thunderhawk, these doors that open like a Lamborghini become wings. I don't know if these wings would actually work. I don't think they would, but there are missiles on the doors. Piranha, Gator, Jackhammer, Condor, and then this awesome Boulder Hill playset. So Mundane Matt could probably run this little service station. Join the Mask team and discover the illusion. Yeah, I don't know. This didn't really catch on, but it is kind of remembered fondly. I remember the kid next door who had everything, had every toy, had some of these, and you know, we liked them, I guess, but we weren't crazy about them the way that we were crazy about Transformers. And I guess the rest of the world, I assume, felt the same way, because Mask went bye-bye. Alright, so here we have the Beyonder, who has decided that his purpose is now to be a champion of life. So he builds himself an enormous facility from which to work to promote life. He does so. Look, there's Power Pack there. He's thinking about, I wonder if I should help Power Pack. So he does help Power Pack. Power Pack kind of sees a train being derailed by a bunch of hoodlums who find a ray gun that was left behind by one of the alien species. Who left it behind? What was the alien species called? Oh, Snarks. The Snarks were the bad guys. They were like lizard men. So laser gun, for some reason these guys decided it's a good idea to derail public transit, and Power Pack try their best. They had great names: Lightspeed, Massmaster. What were their names again? Their names changed from time to time. Their powers would switch up, and so then they would get new names. But I always thought like Mass Master was a really good name. Here we have another Fig Newton ad. We've already seen this. This is the same ad, but again, it's great. I just want to point out that so far, like all of the advertisements in this book are all things that kids would be interested in. I got totally roasted for blowing this maze. I did my best, but it took 3 chances to get this cookie to the glass of milk. This was a harder maze. This was a little bit more difficult. Imagine all the fun you can have with Oreo cookies. I don't know. I would just eat them. I don't know. Can't imagine anything else. But anyway, there's Coffee. His name is Kofi, I think. I don't know. He's a unicorn man, or I don't know if he has a horn. He's like a little pony man. The Power Pack kids used to hang out with. All right, so here's a reporter who stumbles across the base that belongs to the Beyonder that he's built up in the middle of nowhere. He wants some attention from the Beyonder. He wants to interview him for an article, and the Beyonder's quite willing. The Beyonder isn't hiding from anybody. He's perfectly curious about everything, and yeah, he's like, "Hey, what are your plans?" This guy, the Beyonder, blows this reporter's mind by showing him the physical manifestations of massive concepts, chaos and order, the in-betweener, death. I mean, actual death here. The living tribunal, Mephisto, of course, who he used to be in a lot of the comic books of this era. And this poor guy can't believe what he's seeing. This is mind-blowing for him, but like to me, it's like, well, I mean, if I knew that like order and chaos were superhero-looking giants, I think that would be easier for me to understand. But it's very difficult for him. He decides like he's gonna go into business with the Beyonder. By the way, the Beyonder's head keeps getting smaller and smaller as the book goes on. Jumpsuit is pretty big. Head is shrinking in the jumpsuit. Something to keep your eye on with the Secret Wars comic book here as we go, is how the Beyonder's head is shrinking. He's trying to figure out like what to do. Let's go into business together where we open up an office. I'll take calls, and people that need help, like to preserve life, I'll send them. We'll be like a police station essentially for acts of God, to prevent acts of God, a God preventing acts of another God, the God, and that's their plan, and it's going along pretty swimmingly here. But then we cut back to the humble abode of Molecule Man and Volcana, who I love. Oh, these posters again. Nice business idea. We're repeating some ads from the last issue. But he comes home, perfectly normal, comes home, Joe Lunchpail. This is Molecule Man. He has infinite amounts of power. He's got control over molecules, which makes him close to being as powerful as those entities that we were looking at before. But he's just living with his fat wife here, and just enjoying kind of domestic bliss, when he notices that the flowers he gave her died. They did not take care of the flowers, and also, she's burning dinner. He fixes dinner, showing that he does have power over molecules, but he doesn't want to. He prefers to not use them. He would rather live like a normal guy. Now, this right here is the best scene. I laughed when I read this. I can't believe Jim Shooter wrote this, and this scene appeared in this comic book. This is amazing. He's sitting there eating dinner, but he's distracted, and she's just like, "This is so great." She's like, "What's wrong? Like, are you okay?" And he's like, "It's nothing." "Oh, come on, tell me." And it's like, "Well, what is it? Dinner? You don't like dinner?" He goes, "All right, the Watcher is here." The who? The Watcher, and I find it pretty darn annoying. And she's like, "I don't see anyone." He's mad because he's like, "All right, like he's here, all right. Come on, show yourself, make yourself, or I'll make you visible now." Sure enough, He's angry because the Watcher is spying on them in their living room, and I love that. I love that he was prepared to endure it, but it was getting on his nerves, being watched in his own home by, of course, Uatu, the Watcher, and that is a dynamite and hilarious scene that just shows a really good sense of humor by Jim Shooter. It's like they're trying so hard, these two extraordinarily powerful people, to live ordinary lives, but they can't. Like, the cosmic will intervene, and look, he's got his back turned. He doesn't want to hear what the Watcher has to say. But the Watcher is here to just, first you get a quick origin story of Molecule Man, his first appearance, Fantastic Four number 20, so he's been around for a long time. And the Watcher is just here to, before we get to that, look at this. It's time for the new season of Saturday morning cartoons. And we've got it. We've got the NBC Saturday morning cartoon lineup. What network did you mostly watch on Saturday mornings? There was always like one network that you mostly watched, and then you would switch channels. This might be the one for me, because look, you've got mostly like, okay, you got Gummy Bears, Snorks, Smurfs, blah, they're Punky Brewster, Alvin and the Chipmunks. But this is, well, alright, here's what you get down to. You get Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. This would have been the show that I would have watched mostly. And you can see, here's Iceman, does not know he's gay yet. Firestar, great character. It was great. Firestar was so sexy. Like, her outfit, she was basically just naked and yellow. And they did a nice job drawing her. Here's Spider-Man, Mr. T, the Smurfs, all of these other characters that you could see on Saturday mornings on NBC here. I almost said MSNBC. But look how great this is. They don't do this anymore. Kids don't understand what Saturday morning cartoons were all about, right? We do. Like, it used to be a big event. Now you can watch cartoons nonstop, whenever you want. Get the Smurfs down here. That's nice. Remember the Gummy Bears theme song? Don't worry, I'm not going to sing it. All right, so Uatu was just explaining, like, hey, look, we need your help. Look at the council. He goes, the Council of Watchers. What is what is this Roman salute? What are the Watchers doing here? Look, that would never make it. I mean, listen, 40 years ago, yeah, this could be in a comic book. Today, no, Marvel would be in big trouble. Watchers on bended knee begging the Molecule Man to come and join him, and the Molecule Man's like, no, no, I don't want to help. Come on, the Beyonder's a real problem. By the way, here's the Beyonder. This is a horrible drawing, terribly inked. We're starting to get a little bit sloppy in this book, but anyway, the Beyonder decides that maybe, he's taking care of some intergalactic problems as well. And then, okay, so let's do another. This is Jim Shooter. So, hey, that elf that we resurrected from the floor of a volcano and sent him after Thor, he found Beta Ray Bill. They're fighting. You want to learn more about that? Then go check it out in this issue of Thor, of course. So, very cool. Captain America and Mr. Fantastic stroll in, and we want to talk to you. Is that okay? Hey, this is great. I mean, this is truly a wonderful little speech. We like what you're doing. You're doing some good things, but like pretty soon, everyone is going to depend on you because you're fixing everything. It's not going to be long before everybody is like praying to you and demanding that you fix their lives, and that's just not good. He goes, yeah, I see. This might be a little bit of an overreaction on Captain America's part here. This is the best. Like, Captain America is just like, hey, look, freedom is the most precious thing a man can have beyond her. It must not be compromised. Look at this. It must not be compromised. Probably not the way that Captain America was supposed to be, appear as he speaks these words. He could just look noble, but for some reason, he could just look like he means what he's saying. For some reason, Al Milgrom made him like, ah, like this. Even Beyonder is like, whoa, settle down, bro, take a chill pill. Reed's like, yeah, man, chill. So, he's like, you know what? You're right. Like, what I'm doing, I got to do something bigger. All right, so here we go. Over here, CBS, we have the CBS Saturday morning cartoons. You've got the Muppet Babies and Monsters, the Young Astronauts, another Roman salute here. Again, a lot of this astronaut stuff coinciding with NASA and the space shuttle. The Young Astronauts, trying to create a fantasy world in which kids want to become astronauts. And again, 1 month later, January of 1986, there was the Challenger explosion. And I think that put an end to a lot of these ideas, a lot of this initiative. The Wuzzles, I just remember Bumblelion here. Great name, Bumblelion. And then here we go, the Berenstain Bears with an A. Berenstain Bears. Now, the Mandela effect is a concept that suggests that a lot of people remember things. Masses of people remember things differently than they actually were. And a big feature, one of the examples that they use, not a big feature, but one of the examples they use of the Mandela effect is that people seem to think that it was Berenstein or Stain with an E here. And people will swear by that, but in fact, Berenstain with an A, Bears. People see that and they go, that's wrong. I remember it. There was an E. No, not at all. Look at this. Dungeons and Dragons just gets a mention here for some reason. The Dungeons and Dragons show was great. I would have wanted to see that. Charlie Brown and Snoopy, another good show. And then Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling. Look at that. Somebody drew. I looked at this and I said, yeah, but what did the cartoon artwork look like? This is mostly what the animation looked like. Somebody was just like, heck with it. I want to actually draw Hulk Hogan. He's a hero of mine. Let me do a nice realistic comic book depiction of him. Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling. I used to watch that too. All right, so anyway, this guy goes, I love this. This is so wonderful. He's like, you know what? They're just jealous, Beyonder. They're just afraid that the Beyonder's going to become so beloved and so appreciated in his power that he's just going to push you guys aside. And you're no longer going to be important. And that's all. It's just petty jealousy. That's the only reason why they're here. Listen, our work is too important. You don't need to listen to these clowns. And he decides, maybe I don't have to. Well, what is this? You can command the most famous battles of World War II. Ooh, I'd love to. I'd love to, if you know what I mean. All right, here we go. Beyonder decides that what he's going to do, he makes a press conference, a speech to people, and he does something extraordinary that's going to solve everyone's problems. Here's Mephisto. He recognizes that some bad stuff's going to go on. Sits this guy down. He's like, hey, we got a guest coming for dinner. It's Death. And here comes Lady Death. Not that Lady Death. It's Death, but she has boobies. The Grim Reaper has boobies, so Death is actually a lady. And the Beyonder has decided to put Death out of business. Pours a glass of wine that will kill Death for good and all. And that's a shocking concept, which at first, this guy can't believe. His name is Dave, by the way. Dave can't believe it. And just, pours all his power into the wine, too. So a good amount of Beyonder's power is in this wine. And then the Beyonder just sets all these demons loose, like, quick, while she's got the glass that has all of his power in it. And before she can drink it, kill the Beyonder, stop the Beyonder, and torture Dave. And so look at Dave being tortured. They're stretching his mouth open. Terrifying. But the Beyonder doesn't care. Beyonder's like, please, even depowered, I have enough power to push you back, all your demons. It's just crazy. Get out of here. And then, of course, all of these beings that Beyonder told Dave about appear to beg Beyonder not to kill Death. If the Beyonder destroys Death, then, all these guys are meaningless, right? Is this God? Who is this? Anyway, Dave decides, no, you guys are just, again, Dave has bright ideas. He says, they're just jealous. They just don't want to be put out of a job. Dave is kind of like a ripetard, I would say. He's just he's jealous. They're jealous, blah, blah, blah. And So he hands Death the glass, and Death drinks the glass. So now Death disappears, and that's it. From here on out, look at the Beyonder. He can't believe what he's done. And look how small his head is. But it's okay, because the Watcher's head is pretty big. So everybody's sad, because now nothing can die. So if nothing can die, you know, he can't even, like, he's sitting here like, I'm going to try to crush this rose. He can't crush the rose. He can't even kill a flower. They can't eat meat. Nothing. Predation is over with. The idea of removing Death just makes life completely meaningless. And so Dave says he volunteers to become the new Death. He's reduced to his skeleton, but then boom, he's Death. And this time, it's a job done by a man. A man would never have drunk that glass of wine like that. You know, he would keep his job. And Beyonder is getting tired, essentially, after all of that. Look, he's trying to do the right thing. You know, he's making a few changes. He thinks there are some changes that need to be made, some reform. Getting rid of Death, that was a good idea, he thought, but nobody appreciated him. And so, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with issue number 7. Haven't read it yet, but I will. Here's the house ad for this very issue. I don't know why there's a house ad for the issue that you've already purchased. But it could be just to remind you that these are the tie-in issues here. Cloak and Dagger, I was right. They only appeared in a little bit of a panel, a fantasy panel. They weren't in the book at all, but they do meet the Beyonder in their own book here. There's Power Pack, Power Man, and Iron Fist, even though they didn't appear in the book. Micronauts are nowhere near this comic book, but Thor is. They take a minute to remark upon Thor's current adventures. So you could get all these books too. Can you imagine if I was reviewing every single tie-in to this as well? This is great here. Like I said, you know, Mask. And then on the back cover, you've got something that nobody remembers called Morpho Droids. Warrior robots you bring to life. What a piece of garbage. Look at it, it's a car, right? But then these two flaps kind of go down robotically, and the arms kind of come out, and then I guess now it's a robot. It barely looks like a robot. Like, it's a car, essentially, on its hind end. Like, it didn't transform. And by the way, one of the greatest things about Transformers that made it way better than GoBots was how cool their faces look. Like, look at this. Look at this 1950s rubbish. Look at he's got a little nose. He's got a little diamond for a nose, and then some sunglasses, and then a frowny mouth. This looks like trash. I used to love the Transformers faces because they were almost humanoid. They were almost human. They looked really, really well designed, really cool. Very rarely was there a Transformer with a silly kind of abstract robotic face like this. They actually had noses and mouths and eyes, most of them, and they look cool. So yeah, Morpho Droids didn't really catch on, the Morpho Droids. But you can get one on eBay if you want. Here's the actual toy of a Morpho Droid. I guess there was a remote. It came with a little gun there. Oh good, the battery compartment's clean. That's nice to see. There's what he looks like, kind of standing up. There he is in car form, which looks good. I mean, that looks fine. But that's because, like, there's virtually no transforming that actually goes on here. It's just very silly. Look at that. It's embarrassing. I would never, like... I mean, that's not even GoBot level. That's not even as good as a GoBot. That stinks. Anyway, thanks everybody. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a comment. I read all my comments. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you again with another video in a little bit. Bye-bye. Hey, you want to follow me on Twitter? Are you sure? Well, if so, I'm at Ethan Van Sciver. That's at Ethan Van Sciver. See you there. Hey, I got a P.O. box. Want to send me some mail? Send it to Ethan Van Sciver, P.O. Box 607, Marlton, New Jersey, 08053. And I'll probably open it up on the live stream. Thanks very much, everyone.